Alright, so today's video is a Zerg versus Terran coaching session that I recently did with Rushy in StarCraft 2. He's a Diamond 1 Zerg player who has been steadily improving over the years. We've done coaching for quite some time right now. However, of course, he is trying to break into Master League. Now, his current weakest matchup is Zerg versus Terran. So in this video, I go over my current Zerg versus Terran build order. We discuss early game weaknesses as well as how to fix them. We discuss scout timings, transition timings from the early to mid game, as well as a late game Viper control.
I feel like if I can get to the late game and mitigate losses as much as possible, I'm fine. I'm usually good. I know to get up to Broodlords, I know to get up to Vipers and get some Hydras down, and then you just slow push and win. But it's losing 40 drones along the way to Liberator and Hellion harassment throughout the game that ends up being death of 1,000 cuts.
Okay, alright, so if I understand correctly, mid to late game is fine, late game is fine. Early to mid is kind of the tricky part, right? It's that transitional period where they go Hellion, Liberator, Banshee, Battlecruiser, like they go for all of the stuff. And you're like, well, what are they going for? Like, what is it? Okay, cool. So late game is good. All right, so let's see if we can figure out how to do this. I have found a lot of success making just a stupid amount of queens lately. Just like dumb amounts, like 10 queens in the early game seems to do just fine. Especially because these maps are very large. And yeah, that has helped out my ZVT quite a bit. But let's just start up the normal game. I think you need to start the game, by the way. Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, let's just play like a normal first game, and then we'll see where things go. I'll try and see if I can point out a couple things. We'll see. Lowko, you can quit coaching right here. Lowko's found the solution. Queens. Well, I mean, it's true. So I've been fighting so many hellbet pushes and so many weird builds lately that it's just... Queens seem to just deal with everything really well. But we'll see. Thank you, Contender, by the way, for the resub. He says, have a nice coaching session. Nice.
Oh, thank you. It's very nice. Also, every session now feels like a mini coaching session when I play, because I have this guy in my ears whenever I play.
Oh, you have the Lowko announcer?
I do, in fact.
It's Lowko from the past, explaining what has to happen.
Oh, but you have to remind me. What's the special term for gas again?
Vespine? You mean Vespine?
No. Oh no! I swear I heard Vespian.
I will admit. In my defense, apparently Swan pronounces it also as Vespian, and apparently
really?
so does Tasteless. I had no idea. So yeah.
Then it's canon, so...
Right, exactly, right? If Swan says it wrong as well, it's like, more Vespian, when you throw like the little defense drone thing, or whatever it is. We'll see.
I mean, to give you some credit, I mean, I think you are the first announcer that in English that English is not your native language.
Yeah. No, that's
Which
true.
is, like, insanely sick, dude. Like, mad props to you. That's amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I wonder if that was like a thing that they thought about as well. It's like, well, this guy doesn't natively speak English. What if he butchers all English words? I'm sure they know that I wouldn't, but like, I wonder if it was like a discussion at all. Anyways, let us have a look at the game. Okay. I'm listening to the Terran music. So good.
Sorry, one more question for you.
Sure.
If I want to take something and set it somewhere, what's a good word for that?
Put. Apparently it says like put somewhere or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I know. You've got to put that somewhere else. I pronounced it a little... To be fair, though, I don't think anyone would have realized it unless you're, like, really, really, you know... Unless it's being repeated 100 times during one game in your ear.
Poot.
What is all of this? A second barracks and a factory. All right. What bill is going off in your head right now?
2-1-1, and that doesn't scream Hellions to me. That doesn't scream a Hellbat timing to me.
Nope.
That screams early stim.
Yes, exactly. So if you see 2 barracks, it's pretty much always going to be a 16 Marine drop in my experience. It could be a variety of things, but yeah, usually this does mean that it's going to be a Ling Bane counter that you're going to have to focus on. I mean, you could still go Roaches, obviously, but for example, if you wanted to go really aggressive with Roaches, I would not advise doing this against 2-1-1. Alrighty. So let's start building up some additional queens as well, once we get the resources for it. There you go.
Your upgrade has finished.
Yeah, so 2-1-1, for those of you wondering, it's 2 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport. There's also a 1-1-1, where they go much more tech-focused.
So that means I need to cut my drone production slightly early.
Yeah, basically the whole idea is that you spend as much on larvae as you can, and you want to probably build about 2 queens at once or so. So usually, yeah, that's for example, good time. So in order to counter this kind of thing, you can usually go for double upgrades early if you really want to. You can also decide to go for a Bailing Nest. I usually go double upgrades myself right now. And then as long as you start producing Zerglings around 4:30, you can usually hold this just fine. So you need about, I would say 6 queens, and then 30 Zerglings to counter a 2-1-1. So you scouted that really nicely there in the early game. As long as we get up to that amount, I think you're in a good spot. Now you could try and run around with like a couple Zerglings just to try and see if you can get confirmation on what's happening. And this push 2-1-1 with 60 Marines, it should hit no later than 5:20. Like, it depends on how good his execution is.
5:20, not as good as, you know, a minute earlier.
Innovation would hit at like 5. So if you have 30 Zerglings, I would go back to droning. So you have 32 right now with 12 more coming. So you got more than enough. So that's where you can also start getting double upgrades, Bailing Nest, tech, that kind of thing. Yep. It's a great movement right there on the minimap. I like that a lot. Good vision. Let's see on their side. Hey, what was that?
I saw it.
Yep, good. So you know that there's going to be a bunch of Marines coming to your side, I'm assuming. Alright. So it feels a little weird here to drone, but I think it's the correct call. Like, you saw it was just 2 medevacs. Is that 3 medevacs? Oh, it's 3 medevacs. Well, still. Just get the Zerglings under. If you need to, you can always continue producing from there. Alright, so I love this positioning on the minimap. Really good stuff. Like, the fact that you're scouting both third bases is massive. Okay, let's start up the upgrades. And maybe you're gonna have to make a couple more links, maybe, if you lose a couple as well, but yeah.
No, what am I doing? There you go.
All good. Oh, the queens just wanted to go on a bit of a stroll. That's cool. Alright. So, at this point, we know that at most, on 2 bases, right, he can afford about 44 SCVs. How many do you have right now?
I have 60.
Yeah. Okay. So I would go no more than like 66. So like 3 base saturation at most. And then once you reach that, just non-stop unit production. Because if he doesn't take a 3rd base, it's probably going to be some sort of 2 base follow-up, right? So at that point, it all becomes about stopping that one push.
But now they're gone.
So I think
that's
like Bane speed are going to be super useful. Because I think there's going to be a push from him as a follow-up.
New
with,
subscriber
like,
detected.
You know, the thing.
Gimme. You did the hey psst, and I was like, what? Just talk to me.
It's like, hey, psst, you're running out of minerals.
Fighting your opponent.
Host connection detected.
These rocks will never die.
Routing hollow feed
I'm convinced. Oh.
Alright, so this is where we use the queens. Very good. Thank you very much, Lambo, for the host. We're currently doing some Zerg coaching. Diamond 1. Very good stuff. We just got started, so welcome to the stream. Thank you, Lambo. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Limbo.
Stay calm.
It is Rushy's goal to become as good as Lambo.
Dude, if
Get
I
the
can
Zerglings,
rock...
get the Zerglings. Ooh, good.
Oh, you monster.
Thank you very much, Lambo.
If I could rock the American pants like he did at Austin last year, oh, that's a dream come true.
Yeah.
Mind out.
All right, so we are now getting up to way more than 60 drones, right? I'd be a little careful. We haven't seen a third base for him. Now, we can assume that it's probably there, but it's a bit of a gamble. So I would recommend, yeah, being careful about over-droning at this point.
Okay.
Evolution complete.
But we're at Hive Tech. Yeah. Do you have all those queens hotkeyed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see it. I've got the wrong overlay.
Now, their units are fighting yours.
I'll change it for the next game.
No upgrades. I think I might just be able to roll.
Mineral field depleted.
All right. So when you think about win conditions right now, right? You could try and roll them right now. Considering you just invested into +2/+2 and Ultra and Hive and everything, I would probably wait and just fight him if he maybe tries to take a 4th base, you know?
Okay.
So I would probably set some scouting at 4th bases and then wait for him to take it. I mean, you got 5 bases coming right now. You got everything going in your favor. I kind of feel like pushing right now might win you the game. But pushing with upgrades should win you the game, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Good control, man. Great macro. Oh, great medevac snipe there. You didn't even see it, but it just died.
I saw the aftermath. That's all I needed.
All right, so
That
for army positioning right now, I would recommend splitting it up a little. So we have all of the Lings and Banes in one big clump. Well, we do need Banelings, by the way. Do we have any Banelings? Okay, that's a little greedy. That's okay. We can just evacuate this base and just go to the newly acquired one. Whenever you fight this kind of stuff, always try and fight on creep. So we have Ultras just about to finish. I think just simply not, like, fighting off creep is a big risk. Well, you can try. Alright. Well, now you've set yourself up for a perfect timing push. Great surround there, by the way. He did not expect the rocks.
Your units are taking damage. Your swarm has evolved.
Yep. And when you think about the one counter to your army right now, I would be a little worried about potential Liberator play. Just take the third. Just take the third base. It's much safer. Like, go up the big ramp, I mean. Oh, okay. I think you could finish him off, to be honest, but... I would go, yeah, exactly, Spire. Good stuff. Alright.
That's fine. Well.
Alright. So what's the win condition right now?
I keep him off of I deflect this drop that he's got going, and I keep him off of another base.
Good. Yes.
Pay attention to your army. It's under attack.
Did the queen snipe it? Yeah. I feel like that's quite a lot of units. You're gonna need to, like, use some army over there, no? Or that. Alright. Brute forcing. Not necessarily the cleanest way of doing it. I would have preferred seeing some Zerglings running over towards the third. +2/+2 Marines are scary, but I guess the only of us actually 1-1, but still. Good game, GG, man. That was really well played. Much better hotkeying actually on a lot of these units, like on the queens and then the lings as well. Like when the first push came with the Zerg or with the 60 Marines and the medevac, you had the units in the third or at his third base to scout as well if he was taking it. So you kind of knew to follow up. That was good. That was really nice.
That's something I've been trying to focus on is paying attention to like what I actually need to do and what's the next step. I think that's where I get lost sometimes in the harassment is what's next? What's next? I clean it up. Okay, what's next? And then I get lost. But
yeah.
I'm
So
trying.
I asked it a couple times during the game, like, what's the win condition? And I think that's basically what you're always thinking of, like, what's the win condition? So sometimes the win condition is just shoving forward and winning the game. But like you were saying, you know, like, if he doesn't take a 4th base and I'm mining off of 5, you're basically guaranteed to win as long as, you know, you trade half decent.
You know, by the way, Blackjack Country, thanks for the 18 months, dude. Appreciate that.
There you go. Now, Lambo just hosted the stream. I wanted to mention this build, actually, that they call the Clash ZVT. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No, I'm not. I'm interested, though.
Okay, so basically, it's a slight deviation in the early game. I'll put a link to this in the chat. I'll put it in the chat right there on Discord, and I'll also put it in this little document that I'll send to you later. This is a build that I've been playing lately in ZVT, and there's one minor change. Do you happen to have it open as well?
Pokeboys for live.
Yo, thank you, Grabstock, and thank you as well, Garyon, by the way, for the support. There's one minor difference here. So essentially what it comes down to is that it works in pretty much every single Zerg versus Terran to get your 3rd base up, and you're going to be able to defend against the first Reaper just fine if you follow the build properly. So it's pretty straightforward. It's 16 hatch, 18 gas, 17 pool. Then you rally the next 3 drones to the gas. And then the deviation comes in the part 2 section of the article. It says at 60 gas, take 2 drones out of gas, send 1 to the natural and 1 to the 3rd base. Then at 21, when the pool finishes, the hatchery also finishes because you went for a 16 hatch, not a 17. And you can make 4 Zerglings and 2 queens with the supply that opens up. Then you make a 3rd base at 27 and then an Overlord. So essentially what this comes down to is rather than the 19 Overlord, you go 26 Overlord. And even though your link speed is going to be just a little bit later, it still finishes before Hellions can arrive. And
Really?
you can actually take the 3rd, like, before the Reaper can be a nuisance. So it's probably the better way to play for ZVT right now. It works really well.
Well, and it makes sense because more times than not, you're not going to pressure with the lings that you do keep at home. You're either just defending off Reaper or getting ready to deflect the Hellion. So if the timing works better and you can take more minerals ahead of it, that makes perfect sense. I like it.
Yep. So I saw, I noticed Scarlet played this as well in the GSL recently. So there's like a whole lot of top level Zergs that are following this exact build right now. So
cool.
the real key is pulling 2 drones out of gas at 60. So 1 goes to the natural, 1 to the 3rd. And then you use the supply of the hatchery that finishes because you made it at 16 supply to make the 4 Zerglings and the 2 queens. So for me, the biggest issue with this build is mostly forgetting or forgetting that I'm doing it. So I oftentimes autopilot into a 19 Overlord. That's been kind of my biggest gripe, I suppose. But I really, really like this. I think it's very strong.
That's cool. Okay.
I think we should actually just toss me the party lead real quick. Let's just do it real quick against like no opponent, just so you can see what it feels like. It's actually really nice.
Yeah.
And it also gives some tips actually for like a follow up with extra queens and stuff, but I don't think that's too important for now.
Okay.
I don't really bother too much with it. Here we go. Let me just create real quick. Yeah, I'll post the link once again in the chat. There you go. So it's really nice. I like it a lot. It's actually really strong. So they call it the Clash Opener because I believe the Clash Zergs are the ones that play it. Like, for example, Lambo. Okay. So I'll go ahead and I'll just put like a... There you go. Oh, wait. You should probably set Zerg. Okay, set Zerg. Yeah. Nice.
Pink. Oh, we've done it.
Nice.
Feels good, man. Yo,
Min
Plagues,
maxing.
thanks so much. Thanks so much. Maxing?
Well, you min-maxed the perfect... we got the timer down, and then we got the color changed as well.
No, yeah. I got nervous for a moment, though. But, yo, Plagues, thanks so much, dude, for the 11 months. He said, use the power of Loco to get out of Diamond. You can do it.
Nice. All right. So we go 16 hatch, 18 gas, 17 pool. I think last game you went 17 hatch, I think. Doesn't really matter.
Yes.
So in this build, it does matter because you need the supply of the hatchery. So you need to get it at 16.
What's my MMR hovering at? I'm right at 4280. Ah, shoot.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Fine.
That's the story of my life with this build.
That's fine. We'll just eat the mineral loss. It's fine.
What does 16 hatch mean? 16 supply hatch. Okay, then we go 18 gas. So you make one more drone that goes to the minerals. Then the next one goes to gas. And then that one after that goes to a pool. There you go.
That's actually one of the biggest changes that Pig had me go with is taking the 17th and 18th drones and just rally them straight to the gas.
Yeah.
And not take gas earlier.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. No, that's true. And then, like, these 3 drones you make right now, they need to go to that gas too. So you just rally everything from there. Exactly. And it lines up really nicely. So we got one more drone. And then we don't go for the 19 Overlord. Instead, we keep droning. And this feels really backwards. Just rally to the natural after this. Okay, so you drone until 21. And that feels so wrong to me to see it up to 21 out of 22, but... Alright, so at 60 gas, we send one drone to the third out of the gas, and one drone to the natural. There you go. Double queen, 2 sets of Zerglings. Okay, so we made one drone and 2 sets of Zerglings. You really want to make 2 sets of Lings. So you're at 27. So it's a small little mistake, but it's okay.
Shoot, okay.
And then right now we make the third.
Okay. Oh, third.
Yep. And now we make an Overlord. So basically right now is roughly when the Reaper could be a nuisance. The Lings come out at the perfect time. Queens come right a little bit after the Reaper arrives, and the third is already up. And now you can put the Zergling speed started as well, and once you start that, it's still gonna finish by the time Hellions can arrive on your side. It's sick. It's really good.
One thing here, just because I thought about it. One of the bigger changes that Pig suggested to me was instead of using the natural queen for a tumor first, always inject first and then use the next 25 energy for tumor.
Okay. Yeah, this build actually asks for a tumor first on the low ground, but if you feel more comfortable with a queen inject first, that's totally cool.
It makes no difference to me. I just, in just a little bit that we did, that was something that he saw in my play, and he said, no, you really should do it the other way. But if it calls for a tumor first on this one, that's easy enough to do. So
Yeah, I mean, you have enough larvae as long as you hit the injects properly.
Okay.
I kind of like going for the tumor first because it gives you additional resources to spend on queens. Basically, it asks for a third queen right about right now in the main, and then another queen once you get the third base done. So you basically keep on producing 2 queens at once. But
got it.
Yeah, since you take the third pretty quickly. But the one risk, though, and that's, I guess, one of the downsides of going for a tumor first, is that the Reaper can snipe it. So
okay.
If the Reaper snipes it, it's a big waste. Like, that's one of the most painful losses.
Forces are under attack.
Anyway,
Okay.
that's it. So, yeah. So this still is a really we lose against very easy AI. Feels bad. But it's like a really easy way of playing ZVT, and I really like this. So as long as I don't accidentally autopilot into the 19 Overlord, I really do recommend this. I think it's really good.
That's cool. I like it.
Okay, so let's give this build a try, and let's keep producing 2 queens at once whenever we can.
Okay.
Yeah, Clash is a sick team. They're really good.
Can you switch me and you?
Yep. I was just quickly looking up who's currently still in Clash. They've got so many Zergs. Wait, don't they? Oh, wait, no. Hold up. I accidentally found a tournament. Apparently, if you... Team Clash. There you go. That's what it's called. They've got Lambo and Red right now. Okay. Yeah, Elaser left recently, but I think Elaser plays this this strategy as well. I don't know what Red does nowadays, though. I have no idea. All right. You ready?
Yep.
That moment when the easy AI beats you, yeah. Feels bad.
Yeah. Alpha Star's too good.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I forgot to set referee, but it's okay. We just have to smash him, no time for pausing.
Good luck. You can do this.
Good luck, you can do this. It's so weird to hear myself compliment myself.
I can believe it.
Good rally. I like that.
That was another thing that he had me change, was take that first one, still check for the proxy third, but then keep it at home.
Yep. I like it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
something that you've been wanting me to change, and I apologize.
It's okay.
New subscriber detected.
Nice to be a part of the Loco subs.
Thank you
I'm
to the
sorry.
soy. Appreciate that. All right,
Forgive
16 hatch.
me, master.
It's all okay. StarCraft's a difficult game, man. It's a difficult game. It's so easy to make mistakes.
Thank you. Thank you for talking me back.
It is what it is. No, I've made the same mistake 100 times. I can also be really stubborn. So people have told me to try out this build for ages, and haha. Then I tried it, and I'm like, huh, that's actually much better. Perfect. Good stuff. Now we rallied the next 3 drones to the gas. No overlord, no overlord, no overlord. Drones. You hold down the Q button, basically. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, one more drone. Now, Watopia might be a little bit of a nuisance and tries to block it with the, you know, because he knows what you're doing, but still.
I told him no heart counters.
Yeah.
He needs to believe. Believe
Okay,
in
2
the power
queens, 2 sets of
friendship.
Zerglings. There you go, perfect. And then you actually want to delay that drone, so you basically want to make this hatch at 27.
I'm sorry?
At 27, so we're currently at 28.
Okay.
So you made one more drone after this. That's okay. It's a minor deviation, but there you go. Now get the third up. Where's the Reaper, man? Oh, did you see that? Oh. And now the link speed. Let's get link speed started. Perfect. Now we do want to...
Hi. Hi, friend. No, you monster.
Oh! All right. Injects, tumors, queens, all the things. We do want to get an overlord as well, though. Let's get an overlord. Nah, that's okay. It's minor. Now, be careful losing your first overlord as well. That one's been hanging on his side of the map. All right. So this time around, it looks like it's a different build, right? We see Hellions. Cool. That was a really clean opener, though. All right, so after these overlords spawn, we want to start getting queens out. Let's make 2 queens at once. And ideally, there's like a little bit of optimization we can do here, but just try and make as many queens as possible while still making drones.
I'm sorry. I have a notification in my ears. You're gonna have to say that again. I'm sorry.
So basically, we want to make about 2 queens at once, and just mostly drones until at least a little bit from now. So hold up. Oh, I can't pause the game. Doesn't matter.
You're under attack.
Game paused.
Oh, I can't type either. Anyways, so previous game we saw 2-1-1, right? We saw double barracks early on, and you knew, okay, it's gonna be marine focused. You countered that really nicely, and I thought that was really good. What's the plan right now? So it's 1-1-1, which is probably more common.
So the 1-1-1's popular right now with the Hellbat timing, or vice versa, excuse me. The Hellbat timing's popular with 1-1-1. So I need to confirm whether or not he's continuing to build Hellions out of the factory, or if there is a stim on the way on the bio production. If it is, and I can scout that right now. If I send the Overlord back in, I'll know that information. If it is still a reactory, Roach Warren goes down with Evo Chamber, no upgrade because it could just be 6 Hellions into a late stim timing. In that case, I save the upgrade for +1 melee, and then Banelings. If it's stim timing, I go double Evo with the Baneling Nest, and I just hold off the Hellions with Queens and Lings and Banes.
Okay, yeah. So as far as timing on the Roach Warren or the Baneling Nest goes, do you have like a timing for that?
I don't have a specific one.
Okay, so I would advise getting the Baneling Nest usually around like 420 or so. It's pretty easy to remember. 420 Baneling Nest. It's important. So you're right. You can go either Baneling Nest or Roach Warren, and you can scout which of the two you should go for if you go with the Overlord. I personally don't really Overlord scout that often anymore in this matchup, but if you feel comfortable doing so, I definitely think you can. So I think going for either like a 420 Baneling Nest or Roach Warren is good. And then since you know it's likely a 1-1-1, if you don't confirm it, you still want to get blind Spore Crawlers as well. So you really want to go ahead
and
and...
the Banshees.
Yes, exactly. Like Banshee Liberator, it's just so common. I think it's 100% worth it. And those should go down probably around 430-ish. So 420 Baneling Nest is good, or 420 Roach Warren is good. And then like 430 Baneling or Spores.
Okay.
So 430 Spores, I think that's good. And then as a follow-up, or rather while that's all going on, you still want to continuously get more Queens out. So you're currently producing 3 at once. That's good. I like that a lot. I would highly suggest keeping it up. So I definitely recommend getting a couple. You can go up to 10 Queens just fine.
Okay. 10 Queens. God, that's so many.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to like... Because when you think about it, right? Like, Queens are really good against Hellbat pushes. They're really good against Hellions. They're really good at Liberators. They're really good at Banshees. They're really good at Battle Cruisers. They're really good at meta... Like, they're basically good against all early game pressure. So... The first thing when you said, hey, I'm struggling early to mid-game ZVT, that's kind of like right now, right? Like, Queens are really good in this scenario. They're really, really good. Anyways, just give it a try and see how it goes. And, yeah, just try and not move them off creep. That's about it. All right.
Oh.
Let's do this. Yeah, that's fine, Sizzling Melon. You can be 10 seconds early. That's cool. Alright.
Your upgrade has finished.
Oh, and with link speed finishing, I do think it's worth getting a couple more Zerglings. Maybe 12 or so in total. So a couple more links. Yep. There you go. He's like, oopsie daisies. I'll head back out. Alright, so keep up the macro. Queens have spawned. We can make more queens. Just keep them flowing. There you go. All right, so 420 has passed. We kind of want to make like one of the tech routes. Cool.
I didn't check.
And we can make some spores as well, just in case.
You are fighting your opponent.
This is where we really want to use those queens we made. Ooh, nice catch.
Gotten a lot better at not just letting those go. Okay, I made the right call.
Okay. So, what did we see? Double factory. Could be a variety of things still. It could be Cyclone Hellion, could be Blue Flame Hellion, but it's going to be Hellion based.
Yeah, I was going to say, this seems like the... my friend plays this really nasty Endless Hellion style, and that's exactly what it looks like.
All right. Yeah, so if you're worried about that, you can even wall off that little ramp at your natural. I've done that before. Seems to work out quite well. I would not go for the third base until you're at least 66 workers. Well, I guess we're making a lot of workers right now, but yeah. All right, so most often it's got to be something Cyclone-based, I found. Cyclones are super, super popular right now. You want to go usually like Roach Ravager focused in the early game. Good stuff.
Pay
Okay.
attention to your army. It's under attack.
Let's get the queens here.
Okay, queens, come on.
Yeah.
Enough.
So we really want to hotkey them.
Well, I have them hotkeyed. They just tried to walk out and around.
Oh, all right.
But I do need to get all of them hotkeyed.
Base is under
For
attack.
sure.
So you can see the effect that the drones have. All right, let's make a couple overlords. Let's start up roach speed, and let's get double check on all the gases. Are they all mining? Okay, one of them is not.
One.
All right. So at this point, we can definitely start taking expansions. Now, if you can do a scout at his third base, that's super valuable. So we can like decide how committed he is to this push. Either way, I would at this point start making non-stop army, just like we did last game. Yep.
Your units are taking damage.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So make more queens. Few of the queens.
You are fighting your opponent.
And let's try and keep up as much production as we can right now.
Your forces are under attack. Careful now. Their units are fighting yours.
All right. So in the end there, that wasn't the cleanest defense, but we lost 3 workers, which is extremely well done. All right. Now let's get that bank down. Let's get that bank down.
Your swarm has eaten. Oh no, we're running out of minerals.
Yeah, queens are pretty sick. They just picked up all of those
Look
units.
at that mutant structure.
Nice, good stuff. All right. So, what is the plan right now as far as countering mech goes in the mid to late game?
I struggle with that. Swarm hosts, I'm still not 100% comfortable with.
Pay attention to your army. They're attacking your base.
But
I highly recommend against Cyclone-based builds, Vipers. I think Vipers are phenomenal. If you can abduct the units into the base, it's super good. So or into your army, it's super good. So I highly recommend trying out. I remember we tried out Swarm hosts for a while, but I think Vipers are super strong. So great scout there, really critical. I like that. Yeah, Hydra Viper is key. So he only just now seems to get his third base up.
which
I don't
means
see any
I'm
mining
in
there.
an okay position.
Yep. So we can go ahead and start tacking up towards the hive, and
Mineral field depleted.
we can get some scouting and all that. So this is good. You're in a great position, by the way. So even though it may feel like you've been under a lot of pressure, you've dealt with it really well. There's all the queens.
New subscriber detected.
Thank you, King Harry, for the sub, man. Didn't know you watch streams. All right, let's get up to hive. Let's start up the hive.
Hey, psst. Your forces are under attack.
So really, it's abduct that's king. So we really want to... There you go. See queens, man. Queens. Woo! We got 13 of these bad boys. It's pretty good. Or bad ladies, I guess. But I don't know. I don't want to assume gender. It's 2019, Loco. You can't say that queens are... Anyway. Oh, no, I wouldn't work onto that. Well...
Now they're gone.
All right.
Station complete.
All right. Let's get Overlord speed and burrow as well. I think it's really useful. So we can keep track of their expansions a little bit easier.
More tech, more options. Solid job mining those minerals, but now
Yep.
they're gone.
You can also use changelings here. I think changelings are a really good idea. Because they can't be all army hotkeyed or anything like that. Alright, so we want to get some Vipers out. Vipers can be built in just a second. I know you don't play a ton of Vipers, but that's okay. We can just practice.
Careful, your base is being attacked. Upgrade done. This is a great time to attack.
Love the addition of the queens here, man. Terran does not want to fight queens, okay? They're terrifying units.
You are fighting your opponent. Your upgrade has finished.
All right, let's get some energy on the Vipers. And let's start up 3-3 upgrades as well.
Your forces are under attack.
All right, now I would be a little worried that there might be like 4 bases for him. So I do think it's worth checking out with Overlords now that we have Overlord speed to see if you can, yeah, exactly spot when he's expanding or if he's expanding. Look, how many Vipers do you need? So I've seen Solar play Hydra Viper against this, and he went up to 13 Vipers. So it's a ridiculous amount. You can make as many as you get, as you want. Basically, Vipers are absolutely key against Cyclone-based builds. Like, he went up to 13, yeah, in the super late game. Like, obviously, it's extremely expensive, but yeah. Just something to keep in mind. Like, if pro gamers get a lot, you might want to get just a lot as well. But it comes down to abducts, mostly.
I've over-armied. But we'll make it work.
Well,
Careful now.
you're 80 supply ahead of him, so I think you're fine. Yeah, you definitely want to get some... If you get this many Vipers, you definitely want to get some Spore Crawlers. Or not Spore Crawlers, sorry, Evo Chambers. I love the Hot King, man. Like, the Hot King is way stronger than last time I remember.
Thank you.
Like, the way you're, like, separately defending areas and controlling units and, like... Oh, well, that's what I mean. That's okay. It's okay.
I've done
it's okay. That's why you do that once, and then you're like, okay, I should just make some spores or evos.
Evos.
Yeah. All right. Now we got energy though. Let's go see if we can go and deal some damage. So there is the base in the center. Queens can deal with that. Okay. Let's go. I think I can fight him.
I'm not good at this control.
Oh, no. We're running out of
Don't judge me. Don't judge me,
all right.
chat.
Just try and get the abducts in. There you go. Planetary Fortress, Blinding Clouds, abducts. Yeah, dude. There you go. Now we macro. Now we macro. Let's get some reinforcements going. And that's where Terran mech sucks. Like right now, they cannot replenish their army.
Oh, that's cute.
mutation complete.
That was extremely good, man. Abduct, abduct. Let's get him. Yep. Yoink. Well, I mean.
Shoot. I didn't quite do that well.
Nope, 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 nope. Let's back up. That's okay, though. You've shut down their 4th base. So if you can get, like, something spotting a potential 4th base again, we can just remax and go again. So we know at this point in the game, his main and his natural are going to be pretty much as good as dead. So let's just remax and let's go from there.
Oh no, we're running out.
Let's get some energy on those Vipers again. Yeah, Abduct is very good. Love it.
My macros slipped.
Well, it slipped because you're maxed out. We're banking because we're maxed.
Oh, hi, friend.
Mining those minerals, but now they're gone.
Alright, so I really want to urge scouting for an expansion for him. Okay, so it looks like he's trying to take a 4th over there. Cool. Did he take the base in the center again as well? Did he have the base over here? Okay.
Possibly, because he's sieged up right outside of it.
This mineral field, it's mined out.
So if you can, try and at least shut down one of them.
Pay attention to your army. It's under attack. Careful now. Their units are fighting yours.
Great work.
Your forces are under attack.
Great stuff. Okay, let's move in with the Cyclone. Or with the Viper, sorry. There you go. Let's take the other base out.
You are fighting fighting your opponent.
And let's put some creep on the bases that he's trying to...
Oh, hi.
Your units are taking damage.
This is not helpful. Because I gotta fly all the way back home
New
anyways.
subscriber detected.
So just put up some creep spewers over at his bases, and I can guarantee you this attack that he's got,
I
it's gonna
see
become
it.
weaker and weaker. If he's trying to retake the base, we can just fight him. I mean, you can even take the queens. Look at the Terran instinct when they see queens. They're like, okay, quick, run! Alright. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to break with Abduct, but we don't need to. Like, you judged that really well. Thank you, Asheron, for the 18. But yeah, try and get some creep on his bases. Like, so just to keep track of what is going on his side, just get some overlords to put some creep on expansions that he might take.
Solid job mining those minerals.
That's
but
safer
now
than like
you're
hanging out all the way over here, but...
Wow.
Oh, well,
Look
there
at
you
that
go.
mutated structure.
Loco, why is he getting a second lair? Lairs actually have more hit points than... That's what Cero does. Cero gets a lot of additional lairs. They have more hit points, so you can suck more energy out of them.
Mineral field depleted.
Alright.
Come on, drone.
So
Whatever.
let's
Oh, there it is.
let's see if he's once again expending, because we really don't want him expended. That's the only way he can win. Like, if you think of win conditions for him right now, the only way he can win is if he gets more bases out. So we really just want to continuously scout for that kind of thing. Okay, we have an overlord right over here. Nothing. Let's go check out the other two locations. Well, I mean the other two locations that are very likely. I don't think he's gonna take top right.
It's under attack.
Oh, he went down there. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's mostly what Terrans do here.
Oh
but,
no,
yeah, it's
we're
okay.
running out of minerals.
All right. Because I feel like we're giving him a bit too much space.
Oh no, they're attacking. Mineral field depleted.
Duct. You can probably pull some to the high ground as well, yeah.
Careful now, their units are fighting yours.
Okay, get the Hydras over here.
Under attack.
There you go. You can put a blinding cloud on them, but I think you want to focus mostly on Abduct. There you go. All right, let's reinforce. We got tons of money. Now he is currently counterattacking with some units as well. That's okay. Just rally the reinforcements to where you need them, and I would probably, use them to clean all of this up.
Oh no, your units are taking damage. Another geyser is this mineral field, it's mined out.
Yeah, so this looks scary, but it's actually not even close.
Your forces are under attack.
I mean, if you look at your bank,
Geyser is done.
he's got he's got nothing. The queens have been chilling in the middle of the map. It's okay, guys. They've actually gotten a lot of liberator kills, because liberator kills and flying units have been going over this for a long while. All right, be careful without the Vipers here, though. Oh, there they are. Okay. Well, it doesn't even matter. There you go. So you definitely want to prioritize Abducts, but like Blinding Cloud on that kind of clump is insane. Super good, man. That was a really good game. That was a really good game. GG.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think you definitely want to keep going Vipers. I think Vipers are phenomenal. That was really good control as well. Like, I don't know what the key difference is, but I think it's really the hotkey, man. The hotkeying looks better. Like the queens being on a separate hotkey, armies on separate hotkeys, Vipers on separate hotkeys. Like it's really good. Look at why are Vipers good against Battle Mech? Okay, so the thing is, Cyclones can lock on at 5 range which is about the range that a roach can fire. Roaches are at 4 range, but it's about that same range. And then they can back up to like a lot more range and continuously fire. Now, the issue with Cyclones is that they're really, really expensive. Cyclones are, I don't know exactly what they cost, but they're super expensive. You can basically, they're 150, 100, so they're 100 gas each. They're practically just a little bit cheaper than a siege tank, right? Siege tanks are expensive units. So the idea is, since they need to like move into short distance before they can lock on, if you can catch them when they're retreating, or you can just simply abduct them, it's like a siege tank at a time. They go super quick. And yeah, you can't really replenish it nearly as easy as you can replenish Viper energy, if that makes sense. Yeah, you don't have a way of protecting your Cyclones against Vipers. Other than Vikings, but that like means there's, you know. Anyway. We want to play a game against Drone Rush?
Let's do it.
Cool. Thank you very much, Watopia. If I could see a round of hearts in the chat for Watopia for the games, that'd be awesome. Thank you, Watopia. Appreciate that. All right. Boy, that's what he wrote. Boy. Drone Rush asks, want me to play mech? You play something else than mech? Question mark. I've never seen Drone Rush play bio as Terran. All right, same map, or you want to do another one?
Let's do a different one. Let's do Cyberforest.
All right.
I see a lot of mech on that map.
What's the person who's being coached MMR right now? So Rushy is currently in Diamond 1. Do you know your MMR at the point?
4286.
4286, okay. I'll write it down as well. Alright. I keep writing 2018. Whenever I write down a date, I keep writing down 2018.
Wow, Loco in 2018.
Yes. All right. Drone Rush has muted both streams. Cool. All right. Do you think, by the way, we wanted to jump into the replay, or are we good?
I should be okay.
All right. Okay, you stream, so I snipe you. Brilliant. All right, you ready for the next game?
Yes.
Good stuff. Love it. That was really good. That was a super good game.
Thank you for the help today. It's been way too long, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like we're making good progress as well, actually. I feel like
Masters sometime.
Good luck and
Oh,
have
yeah.
fun.
Definitely. 2018 was the best year because I got to meet Loco at Gamescom. Oh, Snowy Sentinel.
Meeting
have I
Loco.
done?
Feels bad, man. Someday.
Someday. Someday I'll look over the crowd and I see a 7-foot-long palm tree and I'm like, wait. it's Rushy Chiro.
7 foot. What?
I was just Americanizing it for you.
Oh, gotcha. I mean,
Wait, you're not actually 7 foot? Not even?
Well, I mean, 7 foot tall, maybe. 7 foot long. I mean,
Whoa,
Captain Pride.
whoa.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that on stream.
I don't think you can even eat 7-foot-longs. Oh, wait, no.
Whoa!
I was ready to...
Whoa!
I was diffusing the situation, but now I made it worse.
Whoa! Chad, can I get a cap of pride on that, please? Come on now.
Okay, I'm not even gonna try and... Okay. There, I've
You're not
said
gonna
it. He's got long arms, guys, is what I'm trying to say. Jeez. Right?
Oh, thank you.
Well memed.
Okay, now I gotta not...
Challenge accepted. I don't think anyone can eat 7-foot-long subs, guys. There, I said it. It's a lot of sandwiches.
Okay.
No overlord. No overlord. Drone.
Yep. I know. I was thinking. I was thinking it was drones. I'm like,
Yeah.
drones.
Yep. You drone until 21 right here, And then you get, yeah, exactly. You know, until 27. I have never eaten 7 foot-long subs, guys, no. I don't think I can, though.
Ow, shoot. 27. 27, not 28.
It's okay.
I'll get it right someday.
I'm proud of you. There you go. There you go. Now we get an overlord. Woo!
Stay calm.
Do you hear that? Oh man, I love hearing the Lowko announcer announce that there's a Reaper fighting you. Good stuff. Okay, let's be careful with the first overlord. We don't want to lose it. Yeah, if you can get a poke into the base to see what's up, that would be nice, but a marine would hurt. Okay, let's get the link speed started. Lowko, I've never been to Subway, should I?
Forces are under attack.
Well, I mean, it's bread. Let's get
Also
another
a
overlord.
great means of underground transportation.
Wow, nice.
You're welcome for the thinker.
That was beautiful. Subway is basically healthier fast food. You eat transportation? There you go. Do you have a macro for that, or do you type that quietly?
I typed that.
Wow.
But I've got a really nice microphone that's like about 2 inches away from my face, so that way you don't hear that he's gonna pay. No! You gotta be kidding me!
Oh. That's generous of Drone Rush. He didn't
Thank
need to
you.
do that. Okay, so let's get the queens going. Okay, we already make 2. Good. Couple overlords. Then at 420, we want to decide our tech structure. What did we see inside of his base, by the way? It seems to be a 1-1-1. Don't know for sure.
Upgrade done. This is a great
Okay, this
time
one's
to
gonna go
attack.
down. I hope.
All right. So what are we seeing in his main right now? We should keep a close eye out on that. Okay, let's get the tech structure that we want to go for.
Cyclone, I already saw it.
Okay, nice.
Your units are
Good
taking
scout.
damage.
Really good scout. So queens and drones is the name of the game, I guess, for now. Now, if you could get like a link close to his base to spot for moving, for moving, sure. I don't even know how to English anymore. When I was talking about the 7 foot long, I lost it. Lost all my abilities to talk English. Now we're starting to pick up some minerals. Let's keep it spending.
Oh, that's
You are
why.
fighting your opponent.
No. Don't give him freebies.
Okay. Let's make some. Let's get the minerals down. We can either make links or drones.
Careful now.
We have to be
Your units
decisive
are
about it,
fighting
though.
yours.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, just use the queens to force them away. 3 queens just about to finish up once again. I would recommend just getting more. Just get some more of them. They're pretty good.
Careful, your base is being attacked.
Oh, look. They killed something. Alright. Now let's saturate those gases, though, because those gases have been they've been there for a little while. And if you could also get a Zergling once again at his 3rd base, that would be super helpful. So we can judge roughly when he's taking a base.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay.
My control is still not very good with that.
Yeah, they were a little far forward. Okay. Now we can make units.
Mineral
That's
field
cool.
depleted.
We can just make more
You
queens.
are
So.
fighting your opponent.
Queens will lose our own drones. That's the most important part. Okay, let's get roach speed as well. Did we actually get a lair already? Okay, we're actually a little late on the lair. It's okay. Okay, you can get the Zerglings around. There you go. Woo! Well, I mean, I don't think we want to all army hotkey that one. Ugh! But you got there. Wonderful. All right, and this is when we drone.
More options. Mutation complete.
Good. That was very nice, yeah. Wow, that moment when your opponent is complimenting you.
This is the first time I've ever gotten a compliment from a Terran player.
Yeah.
Yeah, BM, please.
Yeah.
Complain about lag. That's actually a good go-to.
He's playing from Norway, right? Man, that Norway cost or that Norway quality of life is so high.
Your units are taking damage.
He's being so generous to his opponents. All right, so finally we get a scout off on his third bases, and oh, woo, jebaited.
Pay attention to your army.
All right.
It's under attack.
Ah, come on.
That was a joke, by the way, chat. The EU server is just as toxic. Although I do see more cheese on the NA server, though, for what it's worth. All right, so we see more Hellion production. That means 100% mech play. So we actually could go for a push once roach speed finishes. It's not a bad idea. It's up to you. We can also play the same game as we did last time. Other option is just to push with a lot of roach ravager. I would either way start up a transition towards Hive, just in case.
This mineral field, it's mined out.
Good stuff.
Evolution complete.
Alright, so it's mostly gas that limits us. So in this, if you want to go Vipers, you definitely want to grab all the gas you can get. Alright, let's start up the Hydra upgrades as well if we haven't already. Yep. Okay, let's put the Queens on one end and then the Roach Ravager on the other. So Roach Ravager on the other side, because I think they're going to swoop in. I wouldn't, yeah. Alright, now at this point in the game though, losing drones is cool. We can just remake 100. Literally, we can literally remake 100. It's much less painful at this point in the game than later. Or than earlier. But this is kind of what happens though against Hellbet and Hellion play. Like you have to try and organize the chaos. Alright, let's get a Hive. Beautiful. Alright, so 4 base Terran. Now this is kind of like a good point to start getting Overlord speed and stuff, so we can put creep on potential 5th bases. So we're okay with Terran getting 4 base. I would say 5 base is basically where things get scary. Okay. So we really want to try and prevent that from happening.
Your upgrade has finished. Careful now.
Good interception. And I think we want to go for that Viper play again initially. I do think you can't really play mech without Vipers.
Solid job mining those minerals, but now they're gone.
What's up?
Nothing. I just taking a deep breath, getting some oxygen to the brain.
Good.
Deep breath macro.
It's under attack.
So hey, at least we gotten past the early mid game, right? Like the goal at the very least is achieved. Like these Hellion run-bys and stuff, they're a little painful, but honestly they shouldn't really worry you too much. Just calmly pick them up, replace any drones you lose.
Careful, your base is being attacked.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Like early game, that's when drone rushes hurt, or drone losses hurt. But at this point, it's totally cool. Okay, we definitely are gonna need some Vipers though. 100%. There you go. Let's make some spores, or not spores, sorry. Why do I keep saying spores? Evos as well. Where you're likely gonna want to get the energy. Good stuff. Let's get these gases saturated as well, actually. There's a gas over at your 5th, I think. Oh. Is that army movement on the minimap? I think it might be. We need to get some energy on those Vipers real bad.
Oh, I have them.
Yeah.
Your units are taking damage. You're under attack, but stay calm.
Alright, so... Yeah, that's a lot. Let's max out, which is sacrifice this base. You can take another hatchery. Just max out. I would always recommend maxing out on Hydras at this point. Hydra Viper is the ultimate composition here.
Okay.
Roaches is fine too.
No, they're attacking your base.
But yeah, Hydra's a little better. Okay. So good decision there to not pull into the fight. And we do have 18 roaches on production, so keep in mind that your army is not quite 200 supply here. Yeah. So I would take the bases in the bottom or the top side of the map. Just you know, we lose one hatchery. Let's take 2 back if you really want to. We can also fight them right now. Yeah, cool. I like it. Catch them on the retreat.
Oh no, we're running out of fuel.
Very good. Keep going, keep going.
Solid job mining those minerals, but now they're gone.
Alright, you can definitely pull back as well if you feel like it. It's up to you. Let's do I would recommend also doing a, what's it called, a blinding cloud on the planetary every time in these scenarios, because it deals a lot of damage. Now let's take 2 bases. Yep. Beautiful. That's the way. That's the way. 100%. So right now we know he's on 4 bases max. We got scouts at his 5th that he would take. As long as he doesn't take 5 bases, 20 minutes into the game you win. It's gonna take some time, but that's the only thing we care about. We don't have to fight planetaries.
Fighting your opponent. Careful, your base is being attacked.
I really didn't. I thought I intercepted that. Shoot.
It's okay.
More tech, more options. Mutation complete. This mineral field is mined out.
Okay, so this is the problem I've been trying to solve for myself.
But yeah, you get what I mean, right? Like the idea, like just don't let him take a 5th.
No, we're running out of minerals.
If we can avoid it.
Solid job mining those minerals, but now they're gone.
Okay, bring the Vipers. We gotta bring the Vipers.
Pay attention to your army.
Don't know if I have enough
We're running out of
energy.
minerals.
Okay. You can also decide to hit him in a natural if you're feeling fancy, which oftentimes can work really well too. Yeah, there's gonna be siege tanks there. Careful, careful, careful. I don't think you want to fight that.
Oh gosh, there's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I didn't get far enough south.
All right, you can definitely switch to Brute Lords as well if you want to.
This mineral field, it's mined out.
All right. So basically what that means is that the game is gonna go on longer because he's gonna have more mining. And it means his army is gonna be larger.
Careful now, their units are fighting yours.
So usually that means that we have to start taking more bases too. So we can keep up. How many Vipers do we have? Ooh, we have only 1? Ah, okay. I thought they were still alive. Alright. At that point, we're gonna have to go for the trick card. Is he doing a split push? Let's get the Corruptors
Yes, he
morphed in.
is.
Let's get him morphed in.
Your units are taking damage.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
Oh no, they're attacking your base. You are fighting your opponent.
Alright. Now, we're gonna have to take a couple more expansions because we're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Pay attention to your army. It's under attack.
That one's been a bastard all this game.
Careful
Alright.
now. Their units are fighting yours.
So let's take a whole bunch of bases. Just throw a bunch of bases at the map, and some of them will stick, some of them won't, but that's okay.
Your Vespian geyser is empty.
And I do think if you can micro him, a couple additional Vipers is really helpful. I know I'm really hammering the Viper situation, but I think it's good practice anyway. Good stuff. Yeah, so I think about eight Brute Lords is the key.
You
Alright.
are fighting your opponent, but now they're gone.
Well, that will take care of. That will be taken care of. Oh, he's trying to take a 6th.
Your
If you
units
can,
are taking damage.
Yeah, if you can move your Hydras over there, that'd be great. They just use the Queens and the Brutes for
Your forces
defense.
are under attack.
Should be fine. Alright, so he's actually moving out right now as well.
Base is under attack.
Let's use the Queens as well. We got still a couple of them, I think.
I don't.
Now, their units are fighting yours. You're under attack. Your army is under
Good stuff. Brute should be able to clean this up. There they are.
Your base is being attacked.
Alright, and let's remax.
Your forces are under attack.
Do you want to get the Corruptors in here, no? Where'd the Corruptors go?
This mineral field, your units are taking damage.
Alright.
Solid job mining those minerals, but now they're gone.
Oh, we reinforced on Zerglings? Okay. Alright. So, yeah, we might have to get some workers again. It's a little strange, but he still did not take a 6th base. So he's still stuck on 5 at most. They are gonna run low. If I was him right now, I'd go for a lot of Thors and a lot of Vikings. Which means that usually Hydra Viper is gonna be a great way of playing again. So I would really go back into Hydra production as much as possible.
Wow.
Why can I not select this? Thank you.
Yeah, that geyser is gone. Mineral field depleted.
Did we get Zergling upgrades actually?
No.
Okay.
Mutation complete.
Oh, we were only at +2 there for armor. Okay, cool.
Base is under attack. You are fighting your opponent.
I would really, like, maybe try and get some value with Zerglings as a run-by to the natural or something. Maybe the main base.
Fighting yours.
Oh, well. Or maybe over here. Whatever going on in the center. Ooh, that's a lot of Thors. My god, that's a lot of Thors. Okay, but yeah, where are the Vipers? Where are the Vipers? Where are the Vipers?
Dead.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, looks like Zerglings were the correct call. Hydralisks. Ugh.
Pay attention to your army. It's under attack. Your units
Well.
are taking damage. Your base is being
Ugh.
attacked.
I'm out of stuff.
Oh no.
Okay,
we're running
yep.
out of minerals.
So that's game over, sadly.
Game. Better luck next time.
Good game. Better luck next time. Alright. Now, even though that was a loss, I still think that was a really good game. Even though it sucks, obviously, to lose, I do think you did a great job. Considering this is, like, not the most comfortable part of the game to play, you know? Like, I think you were in a really, really solid position, and he did a great push and eventually managed to overpower you, but it's not because you played badly or anything along those lines. Yeah, Drondosh is saying it right now as well in the chat. He says, great defense early on, I couldn't do anything. Yep. Do you want to have a look at the replay?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. So, our main focus, I guess, this coaching session was primarily the early to mid game. I felt like we did that really smoothly. The queens really make a difference. Like, I think you went like 13 queens last game. I don't know exactly how many this time around, but they were solid. LowkoTV Rushy is good, and to keep it up, Well, there you go.
Thanks, dude.
Sagaxis tells me to. Yeah, it's
Thanks,
it's
Sagaxis.
noticeable.
It's frustrating. I feel like I'm on the edge of actually being able to have more than a 30% win rate against Terran, and
Well, okay, so maybe this is not the best argument to make, but Drone Rush is Master 1 Zerg. So his mechanics late game are gonna be very solid. You know what I mean? Like he's very good with all of the control and the game. I guess how do you say that? Like the progression on the map and all that. So I definitely I definitely think he did a really good job. Anyway, I wanna quickly boost through the early game right here just to emphasize how much of an advantage we had.
Hey man, if you don't watch the replay, you don't learn. You don't get anything out of it. So I know it might not be the most exciting thing to do on stream, but since I'm the one paying for this, we're gonna do it. But thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, I see weakest undefeated. Replays are super useful, man. Replays are super good.
One thing, drop it on me. Drop this truth bomb. I'm ready. Just remember, I've got a ban button.
Never
go late
go
game.
late game.
Unfortunate. You had an opportunity to impress me, and you disappointed.
Oh.
Like, here's the thing. Like, okay, let's get the meme out of the way. Oh, it's a North American Zerg. He's got to play cheese, otherwise he's not from North America. That works in a lot of matchups right now, but Terran just have so many tools at their disposal in the first 4 to 5 minutes. Sure, I could learn a pretty easy Nidus timing, and yeah, maybe I'd win a few games, but once people finally figure it out and can shut it down, I'm back to being frustrated again, and that's not fun for me. So we're just
long-term improvement. That's all of StarCraft, man. We're not trying to win within the next 3 weeks. We might be able to figure out some cheesy builds and get to Master League within the next 3 weeks, but then you'll drop out in 2 seasons because, the meta shifts. We want to slowly climb over time and make progress. And I mean, that's what we've been doing, right? So.
Yep.
I mean,
this one, Terran, I gotta grind out. I gotta grind this matchup out.
I mean, ZVP was an issue for so long. Now we have 70% win rate. So I mean,
it's true.
It's just a matter of learning.
I would agree, Myth Master.
What does he say? Amazing ground control. The issue is getting Viper usage down. The hardest part is getting the Vipers back by Hydras efficiently. Yes. So he's certainly correct there. There were some questionable fights, in particular over at his 5th base. And I immediately flinched away from that fight because I've been in that I've made the exact error right there as well, where you fight him because you think you can take it, and then all of a sudden there's like 4 siege tanks, and then another 4 siege tanks, and then all of a sudden you lose. But that's just a matter of being in that scenario more often and just learning from there. Yep. So I really like this early game. I really recommend playing this build more. I think it's going to be super good.
Yeah, it's definitely strong. I like it.
Lowko, I found this old posting of you on Liquipedia. Look how far you've come. Oh, from 2013. Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and I stream 4 hours of StarCraft every day, or at least every day I can. Nice. All right. So good scout here with the Overlord. Really like the early game play.
Donation
Not much to complain on here. Thank you, Lieutenant. So we get the double scout, or the scout right there on the double factory, and you respond really well. Great stuff. So there's gonna be a little bit of aggression here, but the queens, they just power through. I like it a lot. I think queens really are underestimated. I think oftentimes Terran players know how good Zerg or how good queens are, but a lot of Zerg players don't value queens nearly as highly as they should. So going into this fight over here, right? It looks like you're in a really rough spot, but then all of a sudden the queens clean it up.
Yeah, and if I flip my Zerglings over to the 4 hotkey for me, that engagement goes so much better because the roaches continue to engage the hellbats while I continue to track down the cyclones, because I like the movement of the lings, because if they just move, they're going to find the hellbats and I just die. So I just got to re-hotkey them before that fight. And I can do that. I just didn't think about it.
What I usually do, and that's maybe something to consider as well, is just use the hotkey that all the links and the roaches are on, and then to control click one of the roaches, so it like selects all of the ones on the screen.
Yep, and then group steal.
Yeah, I don't even group steal usually. I just run them around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just this one engagement where you need them on there. But yeah, you can also group steal if you want to. But I don't think you necessarily have to here. Like you can 100% just control click the Zerglings. So just attack move with the whole unit composite or the whole unit group. Control click the Zerglings and micro those separately.
Okay.
That's 100% doable. But there's like 100 ways of doing it, you know? Like right here, that was a beautiful surround. I really like that. But obviously the roaches were like kind of derping around here. But that's, you know, that's okay. You got the fight cleaned up and it all worked out. But it's really like the backbone of the queens right here, though, that are like dealing so much damage.
Yeah,
I kind of like the fact that like
sometimes
queens are
I'm
not
good with
on the
my
army
transfuse micro. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, this was great. It was really good.
I'm getting better. There's an engagement later on where I lose most of my queens because I can't control them.
Yep. Yeah, no, but that, you know, that was great.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then once you get like a little confident with it, you can easily like immediately replace the tumors and just, you know, get the creep going. But that's you know, as far as priorities go, definitely not #1. So as long as you get the drones out and expand properly and get the scouting info, this is really critical. I think this is one of the things that I've been hammering on a lot, and I really want to emphasize it as well. You always want to keep track of when Terran expands. That's basically the key about defeating Terran mech. You can snipe their whole army, but then counterattacking can be super hard because they have so like fighting into siege top tanks on high grounds. It's just not very good, right? So usually it's all about bleeding them dry on the bases that they've got. If they run out of money on the bases they have, you will usually end up winning as long as you just defend the fight that they go for. So in this case, knowing when they take a third is really critical because it means that early game push, all of that was done with just 2 base, which means that for all intents and purposes, it's almost like an all-in for Terran, you know? Like they need to deal damage and it didn't really happen. And that allows Zerg to just go straight up to like that economy. So now the follow-up, you see he's going 3rd base. You can basically do whatever you like right now. I think the idea of going late game and immediately into Vipers is really good. So I've seen, for example, Solar. I've seen Solar play some really good games with this style, but I've seen Solar go for like a 7:30 hive, like extremely quick. And it's just to get Vipers. Yeah, this is really nice.
And I'm getting better with the drone pulls where I just box half of them and run them the other way.
Yep. Yeah.
Run them the other way.
And I really like the positioning here of the army versus the positioning of the queens. I think this is one of the things that a lot of Diamond League players and Platinum League players can work on so much, like army positioning here. So if you think right now like a Terran, right? Like if you switch to the drone rush visions right now, if you were to send Hellions across, you would pretty much always send them through like the northern bases towards that 4th, or through the southern bases towards that 6th, right? So splitting up your army preemptively here, dealing with those kind of pushes without using, you know, your whole army in one control group is massive. Like I really, really, really think this is good. And you got those 9 queens are gonna easily be able to pick up whatever. They have a lot of energy as well. They can transfuse for days. Yeah, this is super nice. Yep. Yeah, look at those Hellions. Just getting picked off. Yeah, if you want to get real fancy with it, you can put a couple roaches and things in every base. That would make this kind of stuff a lot easier. But honestly, like, I tried mentioning it during the game. Like, losing drones right now, it's cool. We have money for days.
Yeah, this is the bad engagement.
I actually thought... So you made this decision here to give up this base, which I thought was really good. It's very tempting to just, like, go and fight here with the Roach Ravager. Okay, so the reason why we didn't take this fight is because we didn't have Vipers yet. Like, Vipers at this point are basically a necessity. So, you took the fight here later on, if I speed through it real quick. You took the fight here later on when the Vipers were there. But initially, yeah, this is where the Queens died, okay. Initially, we don't take the fight and we just reset to another base. That's totally cool. I think that's really good. Anyways, so now the Vipers are available, and now is when you can start chasing them and can easily pick them off. Now, I think next time, if we can get those Vipers out earlier, so we wouldn't even have to chase them down and lose the base, we would be in an even better position. So that mostly just comes down to the Hive timing and the Viper timing here as well. So we got the Hive at a pretty decent time here, but I think it could have probably been a little bit sooner. So we get it around 10 minutes. Yeah, I think we can get that probably just a little bit sooner, like maybe even a minute or two sooner. If we would have had the Vipers out a minute earlier and they would have had energy just like they did just now, you would have not even lost this base and would have just smashed that army super easily. So that mostly just comes down right now to that Hive timing. So basically just remember, against Cyclones, when you see Cyclones, just immediately think about getting the fastest possible Hive. That's basically it. Well, reasonable. Does that make sense? Like the logic behind it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, the Vipers are the key here. Like, you can go Swarm Host like you were saying, but Swarm Hosts are Swarm Hosts. That can be really difficult, and Vipers are just a little more reliable, I guess.
Guys, my MMR is 4286. I'm a Diamond 1 North American Zerg. Master 1 is 4560. That's the... Or Master 3 is 4560. So I see a lot of you debating it in chat.
Yeah, so this is great. Yeah, so when it comes to abducts, I don't know what the best way of explaining positioning on Vipers is. You basically want to position them where you can draw a straight line from your from their positioning to watch your army's positioning. So what that means is that most of the time the Vipers should be right above your army, or at least going into the direction where they could be useful to abduct. So in this situation, they are sent... I don't know if you can see my ping. They're kind of like hovering towards that area. Ideally, we want them more towards that area. So like they can... Since we know the map curves off in this direction, right? They can start abducting units into your Roach, Hydra, Ravager army. Does that make sense?
Rather than to a different location, that doesn't help.
Yeah. I was a little worried for this fight that you were going to abduct them towards the high ground and that would, like, you know, smash it. That would have sucked. Like if you would have accidentally put them down in a strong... Or put them in a stronger position.
Yes.
But, yeah. But this is so good. Like, look how much value you get here. And I think if you would have pulled back right now, that would have probably been the best decision. It's a little easy to get a little too aggressive here, but you still get good value. And, yeah. If you would have gone back right now, remaxed, put some creep over at the 5th base that he wants to take, and get energy on the Vipers again, you would have been in a really, really strong position. I think we throw away a little much here, but yeah, it is what it is. So we push... actually, you know what? I take that back. I think that was cool. Yeah, so right now we're in a really good spot. I mean, we got as much money as we can get right now. Might want to take like 2 bases or so. So you can 100% double or triple expand at this point. That's totally cool. You can take all those bases. Even if it's a 300 mineral scout to see if they're trying to take a next or a command center there, that's even fine because we've got money. Like we only really care about them not expanding. So for reference, usually the main and the natural start running low for Terran at about 11-ish minutes. Third base starts running low, like say 15 minutes, and then 4 base Terran is gonna start running low at about 20. So if you could prevent him for another 5 minutes from expending, he'd be forced into like a forced all-in essentially.
Okay.
Lowko, I always fly the Viper straight in. Yeah, you want to not do that.
Pro tip.
That's where you want to not use the ORI hotkey.
That'll be $50, please.
Pro tip: use hotkeys.
You can send it over to info@lowko.tv.
Sure, that works.
There we go.
Lowko, is creep spread important versus mech? So I see a lot of people discussing creep spread as well while we were playing the game. You got to view creep spread as like, out of all the things you need to do, it's going to be somewhere near the bottom of the priority list. Creep spread is excellent. It's really good. But if you have an army to manage, and if you have energy to get on your Vipers, and if you get upgrades, and you got to like scout for their expansions and all that, that is far more important than spreading creep. Of course you want to spread creep. But like, it's not as important as trying to figure out if they're trying to take a 5th. Does that make sense? So like,
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Prioritization is pretty important. Like, you can't do everything. Even Serral doesn't do everything, guys.
What?
Believe it or not. Well, he makes it look as if he does everything, but he always prioritizes certain things over others. Yeah, so this is great. Like, right now, you see him take that 5th base. If we could have pounced on this opportunity right now before the army got in position, you would have probably been able to prevent this quite straightforwardly. So we basically would have to move there immediately, but we get a little indecisive. So you go after the rocks, I think, or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, you go after the rocks. You're like, yeah, take that. And now we try and move up here, and this is the fight that kind of gets butchered.
Yeah, because I didn't see all the tanks underneath of the Vikings. I was like, okay, it's Vikings down here. Okay, I can pull them from the back, and didn't realize there were, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Jeez.
8. It's 8 tanks.
Well,
yeah,
it's 5 underneath the Vikings.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those are the
okay,
ones
if you
I
didn't see those, yeah, then it makes sense. You may have even be able to do this if you would have noticed them and blinding clouded them, because they're so clumped up. Yeah, you put Binding Cloud on... Yeah, okay, you just simply didn't notice. Okay.
I just didn't see him.
Alright.
Oy.
So once they go up to 5 base, like, the same strategy still applies. It's just that they have an extra base to mine out, so their armies are going to be more scary. There's actually... it's weird to promote my own video, I know. But there's actually a sick game... Where Solar plays against Euthermal that I casted recently, and he basically plays the same style that you do here, except I'm trying to find the video right now. I'm not sure. Except that he doesn't even care about the bases that Euthermal takes. Basically, it's like as if he draws a line through the center of the map, and he's like, okay, I'll take all my bases. You can take all of yours. I know with Hydra Viper I'm gonna trade efficiently, so you just mine whatever you like. And I'll come and pick off your units when you cross the halfway mark. And it's a super clean execution. I'll find it here in a second, and I'll put it in the little document. You can check it out if you want to or not. But
Will do.
It's almost scary, because he just lets Euthermal take like 7 base. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if you want... You know, like, that's like giving Protoss a chance to go mech Skytals. He's like, oh, I don't know if you want to do that. But yeah.
Yep, and then he moves with all of this. Gosh, this is such a scary split.
Yeah. But I think this is like a Master 1 split, you know? This is like a Drone Rush Master 1 decision making. Where'd those Vipers go, though? Did they die during the... I think they died on the 5th. Yeah, that must have been like the Vikings. Yep. Yeah, they were here, and now they... Okay. Yep.
Oh. I have a few. Or is it just one?
Nah, it's 1 right now, yeah.
Oh. Good. Oh, that's a weird graphical bug.
What do you see?
It was just sliding. It didn't point in the right direction.
Oh, it's like the Ultralisk that are like just on ice skates.
Yeah.
I've seen those before. Yeah, it's a very chaotic fight. It's a very chaotic fight. Basically, out of anything you want to babysit, love your Vipers. Pretend Vipers are your best friend. Except when they die, you just get a new one. It's a bit weird, but... Yeah, so the Brute Lords... Like, Brute Lords are really good, obviously. But ideally, I think you can just stick on Hydra Viper. It's cool. But this is also really good, though. Like, this is another thing that I feel like Rushy 2 months ago wouldn't have done. Where you split up your units and you have 2 control groups that are defending different parts of the map. That's really good. Like, the fact that you have all of the units and now they combine here together, it's really good.
Alright, so pause, please.
Okay.
I swear I have Vipers. I do. Where are they? Okay, they're in the... Okay, I'm just gonna watch these Vipers, because these Vipers disappear on me. We can go again.
I think you had them, but I think they may have just not been... I think you just didn't notice it. Like, you were sighing really, really badly here. So I figured, okay. I think, actually, you know what? I think you're correct. If you would have had them in the fight here, and you would have hit a Parasitic Bomb on Vikings, and maybe Blinding Cloud at the tanks, this fight could have actually been in your favor. But it's a very slippery slope, though. And ideally, like, we don't even want to be in this scenario. Yeah, and then the Corruptors go off to the left because of those Thors. And then reinforcing Vikings come up in a group of like 6 or something. And the Vipers are not... well, they come up right now.
Oh, no, okay. So here they are. Oh, okay. No, I that's right. I have them here because this is where I bungle my hotkeys and I have to figure out everything. And that's fine. We can keep going.
Okay, so one thing you can do to make this easier, when you do the Corruptor switch, add the Corruptors to the same control group as the Vipers. They're about as fast.
Okay.
They work really well. That is what a lot of people like to do, and then usually you get a couple Overseers in the control group as well. So you get Vipers, Corruptors, Overseers in the same control group, and it works especially well against Protals when they go max air, because they can't feedback. So because you have Vipers and Overseers on top of each other, they don't know what to feedback. You don't want to waste the energy of the High Templar on... Anyway, that's just a sidestep.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, Corruptor, Viper, Overseer in one control group.
Okay. So then I get everything reorganized here.
Yeah, I think the reinforcement with the Zerglings,
Yeah,
that worked kind of well.
That was
but
a wrong mission. It was a bad mistake.
yeah, I think if there would have been... I didn't pay attention to your upgrades. If there would have been a 3-3 when you noticed, hey, he's going heavy Thor tank, like it may have been okay. But it kind of feels like a last-ditch effort, you know what I mean? Yeah, good Bannockline. Okay. So, we get ourselves in a pretty dire scenario. And then this fight actually... You know what? If you would have had 3-3 here, I think there may have been a chance. But
okay, so what happened to the Vipers right before this fight? Because this was the fight where I was like, I have 5 Vipers. Where are they? Do they just get picked off? Okay, here they are. They're alive. Yeah. The last time we see them.
Did I stay here? I think you all army hotkey there for just... Oh, God. Okay, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, so they increased the range of Thors to 11 last patch.
Yep.
And Brute Lords are 10, so they pick them up really quickly. It's actually scary. Like, Thors are super scary. I've had a game where I had to go up against Mass Thor, and I thought Hydra Lingbane would do, or just Mass Hydra or Roach Ravager. They just kind of melt stuff. You kind of need Vipers against Mass Thor, which is really weird. Like, I never really considered Thors to be that good.
And the sad part here is this engagement. If I have Vipers, I can actually probably clean most of this up because he put himself in a choke, and I might actually been able to take that, but nah.
Yeah, if you would have... So that's where, like, Vipers are still good for Abduct if you have enough Hydras here, but just having Brute Lords together with Vipers and Blinding Cloud on top of the Thors, like, the Thors can't really go anywhere, right? Like, they're really... They bump into each other and stuff. They can't really fight. So I think you're actually correct in this. Like, the Zerglings would actually still do so much damage. But even then, though, even if you would have cleaned up this army, you would still go up against 6-base Terran. And then, you know, it's still scary. It's still a scary army.
Pretty bad.
Well, actually, it's 5 I can't count. But they make so many command centers, they can just mine with mules as soon as they get one base up. Anyways, good progress, man. I will go ahead and send you this set of notes. There you go. I really want to find the video real quick as well that I'll go ahead and add to it too, because I really do think it's a good example. It was like from a couple weeks ago. If I go to my own YouTube channel. Cyclone Liberator, it was somewhere over here. Ah, Terran Swarm, here we go. That's what I call. I sometimes give my own videos creative names that I don't recall. Excellent. All right, I'll add this to the notes as well. It's just an example on how you really, like if you see this kind of style a lot, how you can really easily clean this kind of thing up. So the video is called Swarming as Terran. I'll post a link to it in the chat right there as well. But yeah, Solar basically gives like a masterclass on how to execute it. I guess that spoils the end result a little bit, but it's okay. We don't know anything. It's absolutely unclear.
Anyone could have won that game.
Anyone could have, exactly.
Especially if they're named Cero.
Cero would have 100%. Well, I mean, I don't know how familiar Cero is with this kind of like mass cyclone. I don't know exactly how many. Like, I think Uthermal makes like 150 cyclones in one game. It's pretty silly. Anyway, man, yeah, good progress. I like this a lot. I recommend you keep practicing that opener, and yeah, just keep working on the extra queens. And I think we should probably be able to transition towards the mid game a lot more smoothly. And yeah, maybe next month or something, or maybe in a couple weeks we can have a look at how it goes. Yeah, that would be fun. I would love that. All right, cool. Anyways, thank you so much for the games. It's been fun. Good to talk to you again. Yeah, but, I gotta head off because I think my food is getting cold. I was already almost in trouble, I think. Oh no. Oh no. Phil, thank you for giving me some extra time. I appreciate it. Hey, no worries, man. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.